Hello everyone, I'm Dragons After Dark, and today we'll be going over my Falcosaur Team Rumble strategies for Rocko and Highmountain. The coordinates and Xufu's links will be in the description. The rematch string, tdScript, and steps can be found at the links. The tips for the Falcosaur Team Rumbles are to make sure the Falcosaur you are battling with is summoned before you begin your fight, and the Falcosaur does not need to be in slot 1, enter the battle, or survive to complete the requirement. Rocko is a single enemy battle, and they are an elemental. Happy battling! Okay, so the explanation for this is going to take longer than the fight itself. The person, or the elemental we're battling, Rocko, has a buff on it called Crumbling, and no matter what, after 10 rounds it will die. And as long as your pets have survived, you've won the fight. However, when the Ravenous Prideling came out, one of the users on Xufu's, Explorator, was reminded by their friend Maybella about the Rocko fight, took the Ravenous Prideling over to Rocko and discovered that if you cleanse off their Crumbling debuff, then Rocko just dies, and this fight only takes 1 round. And since we got Purity in Shadowlands, which now also has the Disruption ability, we can use it for our Bloodgazer Team Rumble and have it over in 1 round. Let's get started. I would almost say it's not even worth recording it because of how quickly this is going to be over. But it's kind of a thing of beauty. The only thing that could make this strategy quicker is if a pet with disruption comes along that's faster than Rocko. So here we go. And that's it. Gone. TKO. Now we have our Direbeak Team Rumble. We're going to use Petal Feet and the Direbeak Hatchling, and you can just have whatever you want in slot 3 as long as it's a humanoid. And for this one, we're going for a stun, and then swap, and then damage reduction with Iron Skin, and that's pretty much the basics of it. Like I said, you just have to outlast him, so we're going to do that with stuns and damage reduction for this one. Let's get started. Okay, so this one's obviously going to take a little longer. It's going to be our stun and damage reduction strategy, so we're going to open with Love Struck. But really, any of the pets that are humanoid and greater than 300 speed that have a guaranteed stun, like I think the new Blue Murloc has one. You can use any one that has a guaranteed stun. And now we're gonna Iron Skin. Oh my gosh, I blanked. And then we're just gonna pass until the Resilient is up. Swap back to Petal Feet, just in time for the cooldown to come up. Stun again. Swap back to the Direbeak. Iron Skin. And then pass. And that's it. The Direbeak Team Rumble is finished. Now, don't get me wrong, the disruption strategy is amazing. It's 1 round, you really can't beat it. However, I was super surprised to look through the strategies and find that no one had used Nevermore, which just makes sense to me. You're keeping it from using the only ability that it has, because Rocko only has 1 ability, as you've seen at this point. So what we're doing here is we've just got 2 pens basically with Nevermore, and we will swap them out, and you're really only going to take 2 rounds of damage here. The rest of it's passing, which makes it the second quickest, I think, behind Disruption at 28 seconds. But it's super simple, and now that we have more than the enchanted pen with Nevermore as a magic pet, we get to use it for our Sharptalon Team Rumble. So let's get started. Okay, so as I said, it's not going to be as cool as Disruption because you're still going to go all 10 rounds, but it's really not too bad. So we're going to start off with Nevermore. And you see up here, its only ability now has a 4-round cooldown. We'll go ahead and swap to our Enchanted Pen. We're going to pass twice. We're going to pop Nevermore on him. And then we're pretty much just going to pass for the rest of the rounds, and then that's it. Not as quick as 11 seconds, but still pretty darn awesome. And that's going to do it for our Sharptalon Team Rumble. Okay, so we had our first strategy, which was one hitter quitter. Our second strategy, which was stun and damage reduction. Our third strategy was I'm just not going to let you use your only ability. And now we have our blind strategy. So what I did here is I've got 2 spectral spinners. They're both the SS breed. They're super simple to get. You can just hit up your garrison if you've got the spooky decorations up, or you can find someone whose garrison has the spooky decorations up and just go snag yourself a couple of spectral spinners. They're really great pets to have anyway because of blind and spectral strike, but I digress. So what we're doing here is we will hit a blind, swap, hit a blind, swap, and then pass, and then start the process all over again. It is the longest, if you can call 59 seconds long, of all the strategies, but I like it and it works really well. So let's get started. And last but certainly not least, we have our blind team. So we'll go ahead and start off with blind. And then we'll swap over to our next spider. Blind. Swap. And then we'll pass to wait for blind to come up, and then we'll start all over again. So if you're wondering how I'm completing this on the same character multiple times, I have found that when you go into Chromie Time, any of the not characters, listen to me, any of the tamers or battles that are repeatable, or not repeatable, I apologize. Any of the tamers or battles that are not repeatable actually become repeatable. So like this fight, all howl, no bite, anything like that, when you go into Chromie Time, you can repeat them. So that's how I'm doing it on this character. I am going to check once I pop out of Chromie Time if I can still do these battles repeatedly, because right now I think I'm like level 48. Yeah, so I'll get to 50 eventually, and once I come out, I'm going to see if I can still do it, and if so, it might just mean if you never pick up the Uniting the Isles quest that you might be able to do repeating on all of the world quests except Durian, because why would a family fighter be repeatable? Anyway, that's my gripe for today. And then once we get back on the second spider, we're just gonna pass until the fight ends. And that's it. You've won your Falcosaur Team Rumble battles against Rocko in Highmountain. Congratulations. If there's another fight you'd like to see a video of, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Until next time, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you for stopping by, and happy battling!